Network, broadcasting from the Lucas Oil Studios. Driven by General Tire. It's Speed Freaks. Motorsports Radio redefined with Kenny Sargent.
We love to party.
Crash Gladys.
What are we doing for the bachelorette party?
And Statman.
I am serious.
Here's the Freaks.
You know what, Freak Nation? NASCAR did something with Kyle Larson's win today that I don't even have to, or on Sunday, I don't even have to look it up on the journals of NASCAR over the last 75 years to know that what transpired over the last 2 weekends, it's never happened in NASCAR, and it is significant for minorities in the sport. We'll get to that. Formula One is the same as it ever was. I have no idea why you are watching the damn series. Richard C. Suave went beginning to end with that damn series, my friend. And you are just a Kool-Aid snorkeling SOB believing that Formula One is a fantastic series to race when the winner is predetermined by Liberty Media, Suave.
Oh,
I can't quit you, Formula One. I don't know why. It was an awful race. I did not enjoy watching a single second of that thing, but here I am.
Why do you stay with it? Is it a car chase? Is it when I was in Los Angeles? I had 75 other things to do. Same with Statman. We had so many things to do. But if there was a car chase, we'd stay with that stupid car chase and that dude in the helicopter ad-libbing for 60 minutes. We'd stay with it, man. What the hell is it, Richie?
I think it's the thought of maybe something surprising possibly happening, and I don't want to miss out.
And you don't think that's going to be on every highlight package from ESPN or Fox or YouTube or any place else? F1?
You're 100% right, but the races are also on pretty early in the morning here in Arizona, and so there's nothing else on at that time. So what else better to do than watch some cars go?
That's a crock, Richie. You are not up at crack of dawn to watch Formula One.
How would you be awake in the first place?
Hey, I watched it live, 8 o'clock in the morning. It was a Saturday night race for over there in
Bahrain.
In Bahrain, and so I watched it. Yeah, it was 8 o'clock. Didn't have to get up early. It was great.
Wait, no. But you're a 10 a.m. person. So 8 a.m. is not, it doesn't make sense. You specifically woke up for this race.
Punching holes in my story, but yes, I did watch the race. It was, and it was terrible. And I regretted it.
I'm a huge F1 fan. I've thrown away my Kool-Aid. If they're going to break the rules summarily and not let anybody investigate them and not let anybody do anything about the rules that are broken, then what's the point of having competition? It's a waste of time.
And you bring that up because of the season finale several years ago. And
not just that, but because was it last year, they were accused of spending too much money. They have cost caps. And then this year, the guy that runs the team was accused. They investigated themselves and said there's nothing here and we're not going to release anything. Go away. Don't bother us.
Yeah, it's the whole Christian being involved in that. The whole Christian Horner case has been baffling, to say the least. But you're right. It only follows up the controversies of last year of some teams being able to overspend, whereas others stay within the rules of not overspending. And guess who those overspenders were? Oh, they're champions.
We are 4.5 minutes into the show, and we've spent too much time on Formula One already.
Okay.
I can hear it. People turning off their television, even though you don't hear people turn off their televisions anymore because their remotes do not make any more clicking noises. But I can promise you the fact that we spent 5 minutes. Listen, Statman gave up on his Cleveland Browns. He gave up on Formula One. We've been doing this show for almost 24 years. I would have bet my house, my future daughter, and everything else that goes along with it that would never happen. Statman had, that freaking baseball helmet where you have those 2 16-ounce beers with one tube going in them? That was Statman with Formula One. One was Cleveland Browns, and the other one was Formula One. He was, if mainline was back in the day, he'd be mainlining. If Statman turns off Formula One, there's a freaking problem. All right?
I was walking around with a Formula One drip. What's the point? But there's a problem when one team controls 20% of the grid,
right?
So that nobody's going to say anything bad about them or do anything to chase them away.
Hey, look, Kyle Larson and Tyler Reddick, the tail end of that race in Las Vegas. You go, boy.
Yeah, thankful it all kind of worked out there. But as you mentioned, I have a lot of fun racing Tyler. We've grown up together racing. You've had great races back to when we were 7, 8 years old. So cool to have another fellow Northern Californian from the Outlaw Kart ranks racing up front on Sundays.
Daniel Suarez, Kyle Larson, Raja Carruth, Nick Sanchez, all four of those winners over the last 3 weeks. 2 weeks? 3 weeks? 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
There's significance in those winners. And Statman, hearing what Kyle Larson said there, again, we've been doing this for almost 24 years. To hear one racer talk about running his Northern California buddy. Again, NASCAR got so caught up in the regions of that sport where, remember the fan base? People hated Jeff Gordon because he was not from the South. Kyle Larson, Tyler Reddick running for a win. That's old news, Stat Man.
Well, Jeff Gordon is from Northern California as well. So Kevin Harvick was from Southern California. So they had people from all over the country. The Bush brothers were from Las Vegas. That's the West Coast. So for years, they've had champions from all over the country. So people who still think that I'm going to raise my rebel flag and cheer for just people in the South, that's a long time ago. And, that's crazy.
We forgot about old Jimmy Johnson. Hello.
Oh,
yeah, Jimmy Johnson. Jimmy Johnson.
Hey.
Yeah. Off-road racer from Southern California.
No. You mean the football coach turned TV analyst? Really?
Who just got into the Hall of Fame? Yeah.
Oh, right.
He barely beat Jimmy Johnson into the Hall of Fame.
Again, Kyle Larson with a big win in Las Vegas. He wins both stages and goes out there and takes the final checker. Of course, he's looking forward to coming out to Phoenix, where, again, he won himself a championship a couple of years ago.
Yeah, regardless, it's an important race next week to gather data. Hopefully we're fast and all that. Phoenix is not honestly been like a great track for me. I feel like in the next gen stuff, we were pretty good in the spring last year, but there was others that were a lot faster. And then, in the championship race, our team just executed super good to even give us a shot at winning. But Blaney was like way faster than we were in the fall race. So, just try to gather data and assess and build on your package for short tracks and in hopes that you're racing for a championship in November.
I wonder if that bothers fans sometimes to hear an answer like that. And I'm not saying this to bag on Kyle Larson right there,
right,
because I've heard this from other drivers in the past as well. You're going back to a race in the fall. That race is a part of the championship. You're in the playoffs for the championship. So in the spring race of that same venue, you admit that, I'm basically going to be sandbagging-ish and just out there to collect data. Okay, I want to go buy a ticket to watch you sandbag, you and all the potential championship contenders. I mean, I know that they don't do that. We still see a very good product on track, but it's just weird to hear that, especially, knowing that stick and ball guys would never say anything like that. However, let me think. They do sit people before their playoffs. So in a sense, it's kind of the same thing.
Kyle Larson, the big difference between, what was that, Richie, between the 21 and 24? Was that the soundbite they're about to get to?
Let me set this up super quick. So Kyle Larson was asked about how in 2021, when he won his Cup Series championship, the first race he won that season was at Las Vegas. So he was asked basically, is there a parallel here between the 2021 win at Las Vegas, kicking off a championship season where he won 10 plus races, and 2024?
Next gen racing is so much different than 2021. So, who knows? I mean, yes, I think we have the potential within our team to do that. I think it would be much harder. When we won here in 2021, we killed them at the end. In this, we had to fight really hard for it. So as Cliff mentioned, the field is much tighter. So that's going to make winning much tougher. Pit crew, pit calls, restarts, the car itself, myself in the seat, blocking the right way and making speed while doing it was good. So, if we can carry that on, I think, there's definitely, potential to have a great season like we did in 2021. But 11 wins that year, I don't know, that'd be really hard in the next gen era.
I just can only imagine, never been close to being in a position of a big-time NASCAR Cup Series driver, but getting a win early in the season and what that means for the rest of the season.
Sandbagging.
Yeah. Data. Give me data. Give me testing. I mean, even for a dude like Kyle Larson, I'm not going to – I don't anticipate that guy as sandbagging. No. That guy's going to go. He'll go out and try and beat his son running to the freaking grocery store. I mean, I get that, but just for Kyle Larson, William Byron, Daniel Suarez to be able to kick back for shoot.
You at least mentally kick back.
Yeah. All right, we got to break.
You don't physically, but you mentally kick back.
Statman Scat, man. Something happened in NASCAR every weekend of the Cup Series race weekends that has never happened before. I could promise you that, and I didn't even look it up. It's coming up. SpeedFreaks Pistol Control Studio.
SpeedFreaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
One of the main reasons for poor vehicle performance is a dirty fuel system. It can cause decreased fuel economy and actually do harm to your engine over time. By adding Lucas Fuel Treatment to your vehicle, it cleans and lubricates the entire fuel system. Pump, carburetors, fuel injectors, and valves as you drive. It also improves your vehicle's performance. It's a non-solvent product designed to protect both gasoline and diesel engines. Lucas Fuel Treatment. It works.
Whatever you do, General Tire delivers. The weekend racing is over, or is it? Not on MAV TV. Monday is All-American Racing Night on the network which never leaves the track. Sit back and enjoy grassroots red, white, and blue racing from America's most iconic tracks. Whether it's the precise lines of pavement ovals or the door-banging action of the dirt, MAV TV's Monday night lineup will bring you all the action from this country's legendary four-wheel battlegrounds. Monday night is All-American Racing, only on MAV TV, Motorsports Network.
The NASCAR Cup Series returns to Worldwide Technology Raceway on June 1st and 2nd, 2024. The time to get your tickets is now.
Let's go! Yeah!
For only $10 down, you can lock in your seats for an incredible weekend of family fun featuring the Enjoy Illinois 300 and the Confluence Music Festival. It all adds up to one amazing party. Go to WWTRaceway.com for the hottest ticket of the year.
Life can be full of risks. One thing you shouldn't take a risk with ever is your family's health insurance. If you're self-employed or you now need affordable health insurance, you need to make this free call right now and see how the Health Insurance Helpline can help you get it. We specialize in helping the self-employed and people just like you that need affordable health insurance to get it. We have short and long-term health insurance plans, and some even cover dental, vision, and prescription drugs. Don't take a risk with your family's health insurance. It's not worth it. If you're self-employed or now need affordable health insurance, call right now and learn for free how to get it. Listen, affordable health insurance plans for everyone just like you are a free phone call away. So give us a shout right now.
800-659-7540. 800-659-7540. 800-659-7540. That's 800-659-7540.
You're listening to Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio redefined.
NASCAR season isn't a month old, but we're seeing changes in the sport. People are still talking about the 3-wide finish at Atlanta, where Daniel Suarez got his second win, dramatic fashion. Suarez was a 40-1 shot before outrunning 2 former champions for his second career win. In Las Vegas, Roger Carruth won the Truck Series race from the pole. That was Friday night. It was his first series win. Carruth is only the third African-American in more than 60 years to win a NASCAR National Series race. And we've heard the Andretti name a lot in the past couple of years, but now Marco Andretti, Michael's son, is turning to stock cars. He raced 15 years in IndyCar, but this year he'll race 14 ARCA and 7 NASCAR truck races. Might be good for his career, racing that often in 2024. Lots of changes in NASCAR. Some of it's because the older names are moving on and new names are stepping in to replace them. Even Daytona 500 winner William Byron was a Cup Series Rookie of the Year just 2018. Now he has 11 wins in the series. Now if we could only get the races and the calendar shortened quite a bit. Peace.
Freak Nation.
The calendar shortening conversation.
Your
That's
stat
a
man
whole nother
stat
topic.
brought to you by Lucas Oil. Check out their website, lucasoil.com. We talk about it every show here at the Freak Nation. It's called the Lucas Oil Studios for a reason, man. We believe in them. They believe in us. 24 years of doing this, man. Go to lucasoil.com. Check out the line of products inside your engine, outside your engine. They've got them to keep that thing humming and to keep the exterior of your car looking awfully fine. Go to lucasoil.com. Playing off Statman Scat, the significance of Roger Carruth winning the NASCAR Truck Series, a dude who we've been inviting him into the Freak Nation from the beginning of his time in the ARCA Series. And, of course, we'll reach out to him this week to get him post-truck win in Las Vegas. But I thought about this. If you go back to Nick Sanchez, who won the Truck Series race in Daytona, he is Cuban-American?
Correct.
Cuban-American. Yes. Daniel Suarez is from Mexico. He's Mexican. Roger Carruth, African-American. Kyle Larson, who is Asian-American. He's from
Asian descent.
His mother's from Japan. Like I said, I don't even need to look this stuff up. This has never happened in NASCAR.
No.
This has never.
It's spectacular.
Happened.
It's amazing.
In NASCAR. Statman, 2000, when we started this show, if I said, look, there's going to be a day, Statman, where we're going to have a black driver, a driver who has Asian, whose mom is from Japan, and a driver from Mexico. They're all going to win in the big boy NASCAR series. Would you believe me?
No, I may not have believed it beginning of this season. It's very strange for these people to step up. They're coming up the ladder. It's not like they walked in and bought their way into a Hendrick car. They worked their way up the ladder, and they are doing excellent.
Yeah, it's no secret that the NASCAR's diversity series, what's the word I'm looking for?
Drive for Diversity.
The Drive for Diversity program struggled when it started, basically. But man, this is proof that it has come around. And maybe that can also be credited to the Steves and the change of leadership in the late teens decade. So yeah, bottom line, it eventually worked. Is this where we say, trust the process, give it time? Hey, this is just amazing to see. It's something that has been sorely needed in all of motorsports, and NASCAR, I'm just going to be blunt. The series that I probably 10 years ago, 15 years ago would have said would be the last to make this happen, they're the ones making it happen first. NHRA was first, but they're still tops. NASCAR's tops.
The significant stat, we've got Roger Carruth sound bites after his win in the Truck Series, but the significance for you of Roger Carruth winning in, again, one of the top 3 series in NASCAR?
Well, obviously it's important, and he won from the pole. That was important. I'd like to see Hendrick Motorsports getting behind him. He's getting quality equipment. They're supporting Spire Motorsports, which is doing excellent this year. So, yeah, it's good to see him do well. It's good to see him get good equipment and him doing something with it. All of that's good. I sure would like to see Darrell Wallace, though, do a little more than he's doing. He had a terrible day today, problems in the pits, everything. So, yeah, but the point is that people are stepping up, and that's what's most important.
But Wallace had 2 top 5 finishes to start the year. We still have a very small sample size on this season, and he's in with a fabulous team. That Toyota team is going places. So, I mean, all the Toyotas are, to be perfectly honest, this year. But yeah, I think you're going to see a lot more. I think you're going to see a lot more. Still too early to be frustrated as a Bubba Wallace fan.
Yeah, no, I hope so. You've got to hope so. But there's a lot of people in NASCAR who are excellent drivers. They're crying out loud. Kyle Busch is a 2-time champion, and I still can't get over the fact last fall in Chicago, his crew chief got in his ear and said, "The fast guys are doing it this way."
It was an interesting quote.
Raja Carruth, NASCAR Truck Series winner. Pole to the checkered. A huge win for the young man. He's been in the Freak Nation several times. This is Raja Carruth talking about the final laps.
Thinking what I needed to do if like a caution came out, just trying to make it live to the end, with how my balance of my truck was all night. But just being prepared for anything, right? It's easy to get really excited and stuff and miss your marks and just get caught up in the moment. I just try to execute, and fortunately no yellow came out and it worked out for us.
Now hold on. Is he sitting on his knees?
It looks like a kid at the grown-up table. It's like,
he needs a booster seat.
Chair.
It looks like he doesn't have a chair. It looks like he is kneeling on his knees on the carpet. Somebody get him something. They need to have him look better. Oh, come on.
This guy's from DC, and like a lot of minorities, I'm sure, didn't think he would get here.
Man, it was a lot of days, especially in high school, that I did not think I could get here, Bob. Like, I can't tell you how many times, I was at internship in my junior year working at, the GW's, it's like their basketball court or whatever, in the box office, and just working on my website when I was just iRacing. And a lot of those days I didn't think this would be, at all possible. So I just got to thank my dad and my mom, my sister, just because they've, sacrificed a lot to move me to North Carolina, to be a product of the NASCAR Drive for Diversity program. That's really cool. That's 20 years. I didn't know that. That's really cool. So shout out them, Max Siegel and NASCAR for believing in me from jump. Just because I think not a lot of people did, but hopefully they start now.
Yeah, let me throw something in here. That's been a big thing. What he just mentioned there shouldn't be lost. A lot of drivers do get rides from sleeping on couches, sweeping out shops, sleeping in almost living in the race shop, and to save money. But what he just said, that his family supported him, and he did think he had jobs, he supported himself, and he was able to get into the diversity program where Max Siegel, who has supported a lot of people have come through that program in 20 years. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, a lot has happened. And what he said is just the tip of the iceberg, and how people can get through the diversity program and start to make waves in the National Touring Series.
Quickly, I want to get to a soundbite from Kyle Larson talking about the Drive to Diversity that he was a part of. He talked about that after his big race win in Las Vegas.
But you mentioned it, yeah. I mean, I think that is really important. That's really cool. With Suarez winning last week, was super proud and happy for Raja on Friday night. Not only because it's Raja and everything that he means to the sport, but with Hendrick cars on .com on his truck. And then myself went into here today. It is pretty cool for sure. So the D4D program was good for my career. Kind of gave me my introduction into stock car racing and gained a lot of experience not only on the racetrack but off of it as well. With everything that they offered there at Rev Racing when I was there. I'm sure it's changed quite a bit, since 2012. But regardless, they've produced some great drivers, and it's cool to see. And hopefully we can add some more D4D guys onto the championship lifts down the road.
Drive for diversity is what Kyle Larson is talking about, and it's fantastic. Austin Hill, 2 for 3 in Xfinity Series. He joins us next. SpeedFreaks Pits at Lucas Oil Studios.
Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
Whatever you do, General Tire delivers. For more than 30 years, Lucas Oil Products has been solving some of the most difficult mechanical problems in the automotive, marine, and industrial industries. From our original Core 4 products, heavy-duty oil stabilizer, power steering, stop leak, transmission fix, and fuel treatment, we have now developed over 400 custom products to help solve some of the world's toughest mechanical issues. Go to lucasoil.com to see what we have in store for you. Lucas Oil, it works.
The NASCAR Cup Series returns to Worldwide Technology Raceway on June 1st and 2nd, 2024. The time to get your tickets is now.
Let's go! Yeah!
For only $10 down, you can lock in your seats for an incredible weekend of family fun, featuring the Enjoy Illinois 300 and the Confluence Music Festival. It all adds up to one amazing party. Go to www.raceway.com for the hottest ticket of the year.
The weekend racing is over, or is it? Not on MAV TV. Monday is All-American Racing Night on the network which never leaves the track. Sit back and enjoy grassroots red, white, and blue racing from America's most iconic tracks. Whether it's the precise lines of pavement ovals or the door-banging action of the dirt, MAV TV's Monday night lineup will bring you all the action from this country's legendary four-wheel battlegrounds. Monday night is All-American Racing, only on MAV TV, Motorsports Network.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Susan, I'm sorry I'm late. Traffic is terrible.
It sure is. But on top of that, gas prices have been skyrocketing. I can't believe how expensive gas has gotten recently.
Prices at the pump are up, but I never pay full price for gas anymore. I just use the free Upside app that pays you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get paid cash when you buy gas with the Upside app?
Yes, I get real cash back every time I buy gas.
And does that actually add up to anything?
I've made around $200.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the free Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code BUY for an extra 25 cents per gallon cash back on your first fill-up. You can cash out anytime right to your bank account, to PayPal, or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code BUY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code BUY for 25 cents per gallon cash back on your first fill-up.
If Ernest Hemingway was alive today, would he say this to you?
Shakespeare, Mark Twain, Edgar Allan Poe, all great writers. And after reading your book, I simply must add you to the list.
Wait, you don't have a book yet. So make a free call to Page Publishing. Turn your book idea into publishing gold.
800-215-6818. 800-215-6818. That's 800-215-6818.
David was in big trouble with the IRS.
At first, I didn't owe that much, but after this year, it was out of control.
Then David called Get a Tax Lawyer.
Right away, they were like, oh yeah, looks like you're qualified to say
Get a Tax Lawyer went to work.
Should have called way sooner.
Get a Tax Lawyer has helped thousands like David fight the IRS and get a fresh start.
Call 800-745-3070. That's 800-745-3070.
You're listening to Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
Studios, Freaks, 24 years of doing this from the Lucas Oil Studios. Statman, Crash Gladys, Kenny Sargent, Austin Hill joining us here in the Freak Nation. You go Daytona, you go Atlanta, you kick some ass out there. Austin, is Daytona one of those tracks, man? I'm always fascinated when drivers talk about rolling into a certain track and they go, we're home, whether it's their home or not. But when you roll into a track like Daytona, it's like, I got this.
Yes and no. I mean, so super speedway racing is tough in general, right? I mean, it's really hard to win at these super speedway style tracks, whether it's Daytona, Talladega, now Atlanta. When I go into those certain race weekends, I'm just trying to do my job, minimize mistakes, do the best of our ability, and hope it's enough at the end. You can't control some things that happen on the racetrack on these super speedways. There's times that you'll get caught up in a wreck. We got caught up in a wreck at Daytona and was fortunate enough that it didn't cause enough damage. We were able to, patch our Bennett Chevrolet back up and get back up to the front and have a shot at it again. So there's a lot of things that are out of your control. So really when we go into those type of weekends, we just go in with the mindset that we're going to control what we can control and hope it's enough.
But what you guys as a team can control at, like you said, these super speedway tracks is incredible. What does RCR have, or what do they know, or what are they pulling from the past that makes them so good, and therefore you guys in the driver's seat able to look so good on track?
Yeah, I mean, it all starts with everybody back at RCR and ECR engines. We build some really fast Chevrolets when we come to these style racetracks. It shows in qualifying with my teammate and I starting up front the last 2 weekends. And, it really is just one of those things that when you have a fast car like that qualifies up front, then it gives you a little bit of that confidence going into the race. If you was to qualify 20th, 25th, you're probably not going to have as much confidence going into the race weekend. So for us, with us starting up front like we've done, it's all the men and women back at RCR and ECR that's getting the job done for us, and then we got to go out there and do our job.
Austin Hill, winners. He wins Daytona. He wins Atlanta, joining us here in the Lucas Oil Studios. Was there ever a point, though, because you knew what was underneath you? You know what Richard Childress can give you out there on the racetrack. Was there ever a time when you're in your head going, just don't screw this up, Austin, because I have a car that could win. I don't care where it is. Like, oh, my God, if I mess this up, it's over.
Yeah, no, so it's one of those things that I tried to screw it up at Daytona, right? I mean, I come down pit road, like I'm John Force or something, and sped on pit road really bad. We had some other instances that happened at Daytona. So it kind of just goes back to when we go into these race weekends, minimizing mistakes, right? So, yeah, we have some really fast Chevrolets each and every week. RCR does a fabulous job of preparing us these race cars each and every week. So for us, it's like you said, it's, let's not screw this up. When we have a car that's capable of winning, which we have a car that's capable of winning a lot of race weekends, is we just got to make the whole weekend, come together. It's one of those things that you're not going to win on the first lap. You got to make it through all 300 miles of the race. And so it goes back to, the driver doing his job, the pit crew doing his job, crew chief, everyone that's at the racetrack has to do their job. And that all starts back at the shop as well. We have to prepare some really fast Chevrolets to come to the racetrack, and fortunate enough that we've been able to do that to start the 2024 season.
Austin, you brought this into my mind when you mentioned John Force, the winningest NHRA drag racer in history. I'm always fascinated by this. What other motorsports do you pay attention to, if you have time, that is? I know you're a father. Obviously, racing takes up a lot of your time. But what else do you watch? Do you watch Formula One? Do you watch IndyCar? How much do you watch drag racing, if any?
Yeah, so I'm actually pretty big into Formula One. I watch that, pretty religiously. I always watch it on Sundays. I try to hit the IndyCar races when I can. I record them. Sometimes, some weeks I sit down and I'll go back and watch them. Some weeks I don't. So I'm kind of mixed into that some. One thing that I'm really big into is Supercross. I love watching Supercross. Always have. Used to go to all the, a lot of the Supercross races, especially back when I grew up in Atlanta, Georgia area. I would always go to Atlanta and watch those. So big into all those types of motorsports. The drag racing stuff, I've watched it some, but it's one of those things. If it's on TV, I watch it, but it's not something I follow along with, religiously or anything like that. But I do try to, if I'm sitting around the TV when I do get time with the 3 kids that I do have, if it's on there, I'll watch it for a little while.
Austin Hill, NASCAR Xfinity winner in Daytona and Atlanta. I imagine your crew chief keeps a notebook on the tracks that you go to, but do you keep a notebook on places that you go to, and how thick is it when you pull up at a track?
Yeah, we always keep up with, certain racetracks that we've went to in the past. We have a big notebook that we even went back to when I first started at RCR in 2022 that they look back on at previous drivers. Every driver drives a little different, but they already had a pretty good notebook kind of built up, and then we just kind of grew from that. And we kind of just really in 2022 really honed in on my driving style. Do I like it looser? Do I like it tighter than other drivers? And we started building that notebook through 2022 and growing it. And so we've been able to do that in 22, and then obviously in 23 last year, we got it a little bit better. So, when we come into these race weekends, we always go back and we look at, our notes. I take notes. My crew chief takes notes. My engineer takes notes. Everyone's kind of taking their own notes, and we kind of together and kind of come out with what's going to be the best best case scenario going into that race weekend.
So wait a minute. Do I understand you right that you keep your own notebook, or do your engineer and your crew chief and you all share from the same pot of notes?
Well, so we all have kind of our own little notes that we come up with. I have like a driver note that I take, and then I email it in to the crew chief and all that.
Sorry, but I'm cutting you off for a reason. What's in your notes? What do you have? Like, what do you jot in there to say, this is what I want to remember when we come back?
The biggest thing is I look at, for example, if the wind's blowing really hard, is the wind blowing really hard this weekend? Is it hot out? Is it cold out? That type of thing. What race line did I run in for the majority of the race, and what worked for me, what didn't work for me? Did the bottom lane work for me this weekend, or did the top lane prevail? Did rubber get laid down a certain way where when I got on top of the rubber, did I slide around? So there's a lot of different things that I kind of look at and throughout a race weekend. And then I also jot down, how was our pit stops? Did I do a good job coming into pit road? Is there certain things on the racetrack to go off of for next time? Is there like a cone getting into a corner, or a painted line on the racetrack where that could be my lift point or getting back on throttle? So there's a lot of things that I kind of jot down throughout a race weekend that just I kind of think about, and next thing you know, I write it down and I view it after the race weekend's over.
So did your Atlanta notes include where the gas stations are on the last 5 laps?
No, that one didn't include it. No, that was just one of those things that I saved some fuel throughout the run and just had enough.
Yes. Hey, but let's be honest, Austin. I get this. You're a big-time race car driver, RCR, but more importantly, you're a dad. You're an old man to 3 kids, and you're talking about taking notes. We just had a meeting this week with our 10-year-old daughter's teachers, a parent-teacher daughter conference, and she takes damn good notes, man. Are you going to help your kids when it comes to note taking, being the old man, saying you got to get them to take notes there, son? Girls, you got to take some notes to be smarter than dad.
Yeah, no, I definitely stay on them pretty hard with stuff like that, especially in school. I think taking notes is a great way to go back and view kind of what your thoughts were at that time. And if anyone's like I am, I forget things so easily. So jotting down notes is a sure way for me not to forget it.
Hey, but look, I'm much older than you are, Austin, but we keep talking about notes. There's Google Docs and all these things. Kids aren't going to know what notes are when they're
write them anymore.
Teenagers. They don't write notes. They're going to be some kind of notations that they have that we don't even know about. Austin?
Yeah, no, you're right by that. I kind of do it both ways, honestly, myself. I have like a notepad that I'll write down some stuff, but then I also do the whole Google Docs and all that. So I kind of mesh with both of them.
Hey, Austin, man, thanks for taking time out, my friend. Congratulations to this kick-ass start for 2024, buddy.
Yeah, no, thanks for having me on. Hopefully we can do it again soon.
Freak Nation, Austin Hill, again, wins Daytona, then wins Atlanta. He's on a burner for 2024 in the Xfinity Series, flying those Lucas Oil colors. Coming up next, oh my gosh, what the hell are we going to do with Formula One? Why are you watching it? We'll find that out next. From a millennial, SpeedFreaks Pits, Lucas Oil Studios.
Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
Whatever you do, General Tire delivers. For more than 30 years, Lucas Oil Products has been solving some of the most difficult mechanical problems in the automotive, marine, and industrial industries. From our original Core 4 products, heavy-duty oil stabilizer, power steering, stop leak, transmission fix, and fuel treatment, we have now developed over 400 custom products to help solve some of the world's toughest mechanical issues. Go to lucasoil.com to see what we have in store for you. Lucas Oil, it works.
The NASCAR Cup Series returns to Worldwide Technology Raceway on June 1st and 2nd, 2024. The time to get your tickets is now.
Let's go! Yeah!
For only $10 down, you can lock in your seats for an incredible weekend of family fun, featuring the Enjoy Illinois 300 and the Confluence Music Festival. It all adds up for one amazing party. Go to www.raceway.com for the hottest ticket of the year.
The weekend racing is over, or is it? Not on MAV TV. Monday is All-American Racing Night on the network which never leaves the track. Sit back and enjoy grassroots red, white, and blue racing from America's most iconic tracks. Whether it's the precise lines of pavement ovals or the door-banging action of the dirt, MAV TV's Monday night lineup will bring you all the action from this country's legendary four-wheel battlegrounds. Monday night is All-American Racing, only on MAV TV, Motorsports Network.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Susan, I'm sorry I'm late. Traffic is terrible.
It sure is. But on top of that, gas prices have been skyrocketing. I can't believe how expensive gas has gotten recently.
Prices at the pump are up, but I never pay full price for gas anymore. I just use the free Upside app that pays you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get paid cash when you buy gas with the Upside app?
Yes, I get real cash back every time I buy gas.
And does that actually add up to anything?
I've made around $200.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the free Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code BUY for an extra 25 cents per gallon cash back on your first fill-up. You can cash out anytime right to your bank account, to PayPal, or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code BUY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code BUY for 25 cents per gallon cash back on your first fill-up.
If Ernest Hemingway was alive today, would he say this to you?
Shakespeare, Mark Twain, Edgar Allan Poe, all great writers. And after reading your book, I simply must add you to the list.
Wait, you don't have a book yet. So make a free call to Page Publishing. Turn your book idea into publishing gold.
800-215-6818. 800-215-6818. That's 800-215-6818.
David was in big trouble with the IRS.
At first, I didn't owe that much, but after this year, it was out of control.
Then David called Get a Tax Lawyer.
Right away, they were like, oh yeah, looks like you're qualified to save.
Get a Tax Lawyer went to work.
Should have called way sooner.
Get a Tax Lawyer has helped thousands like David fight the IRS and get a fresh start.
Call 800-745-3070. That's 800-745-3070.
You're listening to Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio redefined.
Freak Nation, Statman, Crash Gladys, Kenny Sargent, almost 24 years. Coming up in June, it'll be 24 years of doing Speed Freaks from the Lucas Oil Studios. And a lot of those years, General Tire has been a part of the Freak Nation. Right now, through the end of March, get up to $70 back when you buy 4 qualifying General Tires for your passenger car. Don't believe me? Go to GeneralTire.com or check out SpeedFreaks.tv. Hit that General Tire logo, and bam, you'll find out how you can get up to $70 back with a Visa prepaid card when you buy 4 qualifying passenger tires from General Tire. That's now through the end of March. Crasher, let's get into some pit news and notes. Then after your pit news and notes, got some Formula One conversation of this S show that's started over the weekend that the millennials evidently dig when they run away with it. And then I also want to get to this video that happened in Florida with Supercross. Deal?
That sounds like a plan.
All right.
All right. This weekend was Bike Week in the Southeast. NASCAR was out west in the desert. And like Kenny said, speaking of the desert, the F1 season is now underway this weekend from the Bahrain desert. It rained in Florida. Shocker. So that affected the NHRA Baby Gators in Gainesville. More on that in a bit. I believe their alcohol classes are now moved to the Big Boy Gators this weekend. And Bike Week's kickoff in Daytona. The rain made the Supercross track, which of course is built into the Daytona Speedway's tri-oval, made it extremely mucky. It was very thick. It was just difficult to do anything with. In the 250s, Cameron McAdoo led early, but a mistake, shocker, pushed him back to second at the end, resulting in a first-time winner, Tom Viale. Now, in the 450s, Chase Sexton led from the gate drop, but it was a full fight to the checkers for Sexton, who eventually finished third. And then a very tight race for Eli Tomac to bring home second. Jet Lawrence on the top of the box, his third win on the season. Daytona was the 4th straight race, by the way, with record-setting attendance. And yes, that record crowd, they did something that has never been done before, at least not in the last 24 seasons. I don't think anyone has stormed the court on a Supercross race. We'll talk about that in a bit. The Arenacross points were almost turned upside down on Friday in Daytona. Suffice it to say, points leader Kyle Peters suffered in the mains, a 10th in the B main, and that hit him where it counts. Peters is now only 3 points ahead of Ryan Brees in the championship with less than a handful of events left on the season. In that race, though, where Peters finished 10th, guess who won it? Yeah, we're going to be talking to him next hour. Crockett Myers. Oh, the overall winner, I guess we should probably talk about that on Friday night, Isaiah Clark. NASCAR was also racing Friday night, making history as the night went on, too. We were just talking about this. Rajah Caruth became only the 3rd black man to win a top NASCAR Series race when he won in the Truck Series Friday night. Saturday was for the Xfinity Series, turning into a teammate battle, won by John Hunter Nemechek. And then Sunday, we've been talking about this as well, a complete domination by Kyle freaking Larson. Fun fact, though, Kyle Larson was not the only Larson to win a race in Vegas this weekend. And no, it has nothing to do with Owen or Audrey. Congrats go out to Robin Larson, who won the Nitro Cross season finale after sweeping the weekend. Now, Robin Larson spells the last name differently, Larsson, no relation to Kyle. But yes, let's talk about that desert. Kenny's favorite, Formula One, is again underway. The Bahrain desert was this past weekend. Like he said, same as it ever was. And I'm not just talking about Christian Horner maintaining his role at Red Bull either. Max Verstappen took the win. I'm just going to say basically he won on Thursday. The rest of the field then caught up with him, got the checkers of their own by Saturday morning USA time. I'm mostly serious in saying that too. Go ahead, Kenny. Same as it ever was. Why do the millennials love them some Formula One when we old people can't stand it?
I have no idea, Richie. You've got to help me figure this out, my man. Before we get into that, let's talk about when those Supercross fans stormed the dirt court. Mm-hmm. Not seen this before. You're right, Crasher. Did this happen just after the finish of the main?
This happened right after Jet Lawrence took the win. Mm-hmm. And let me just say this. There were still riders finishing their final lap on the track when the crowd went onto the dirt, the mud, the muck, the whatever we're calling it.
All right, Richie, take off there you go, take off, there we go. And let's roll tape. What is this Woodstock? What the hell's going on, Steph?
What in the hell? Fans get the whole experience. Like, are you guys kidding me?
Listen, we need to recreate that segment that we had at one time called "Thinning the Herd."
Did you see that rider still on the track? He had to navigate through the crowd. I mean, that he almost thinned the herd of a couple of fans right there.
That's pretty stupid. What makes people think that they pay, let's say $100, whatever, $50, whatever it was? What makes them think that they can just storm out there and go on the track when people are still finishing? There's certainly at Le Mans or most F1 races, when everything's done and they wait about 10 or 15 minutes, and then the people go onto the track so they could be under the champagne spray and the victory circle and whatnot. This is when the people are still finishing the race.
Statman, listen, you are the residential here. I mean, you have memories that would be overflowing if you'd lost the top of your head of things that happened on this planet. I have no idea what I'm getting at here. Actually, I do. You know why this happened. It's the same thing. Millions of walks of shame that men and women have to do every Saturday or Sunday morning.
Wow.
Given what they did with the alcohol the night before. That's the alcohol.
Making it sound like it was only one drink.
The individuals that were running out on the track probably started by some idiot that was shotgunning his. They don't serve 12-ounce beers anymore, Statman. It starts at 24 ounces now. You used to gradually catch a buzz. Now it's WFO. It's like the old term back in the 70s. WFO after the first. You shift from first to fourth with one beer.
But all that's well and good. Let's say they're all drunk. Let's say they're all stupid drunk and don't even know their names. But track security needs to be able to stop these people from just running out on the track. Just like in the college basketball. They need to stop people. They just can't let them run. Let's go have some fun. Let's party. And somebody's going to get hurt, and then they're going to sue the track, anybody with money, the sponsors, all the teams, me, you, anybody else they can get money from because they're out on the track where they shouldn't be. I blame the security people. And they put on those yellow jackets, and that means all they're going to do is scream at me for watching. Something needs to be done, and I put it on the blame of the security people.
My daughter makes more money than those people in the yellow jacket, and she doesn't get paid for anything.
Well, I'm telling you, why do they have the yellow jackets on if they're not securing anything?
What's the incentive? I'm getting paid $15 an hour to get my ass kicked by 300 individuals at Budweiser.
Then put cops and guns out there, whatever. But you can't have people just running out on the track whenever they want to. That's dangerous.
Yeah, it's extremely dangerous. But this is a culture that has gone on for at least 15 years, I think. Why are we so big on storming courts? And in this instance, storming a racetrack? Why is that? It's lost its luster. It's lost the whole point of actually being a big deal. And now everybody just does it. And it's just a thing. And in this case, it's an annoying thing where people could truly get injured.
Yeah. But I swear to you that as soon as somebody gets injured, papers going to fly and lawyers are going to sue anybody with any connection to the sport.
Got to bring
and the only people that have to blame of this are the track owners or the promoters or security, probably in that order. If you can't stop people from going out there, then something needs to be done to change that whole paradigm.
Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
You take car maintenance seriously, and you want to pass on that legacy of care. Use Lucas Heavy Duty Oil Stabilizer to shield your engine from excessive heat, debris, and friction. Trust Lucas Oil. It works.
Whatever you do, General Tire delivers.
The NASCAR Cup Series returns to Worldwide Technology Raceway on June 1st and 2nd, 2024. The time to get your tickets is now.
Let's go! Yeah!
For only $10 down, you can lock in your seats for an incredible weekend of family fun, featuring the Enjoy Illinois 300 and the Confluence Music Festival. It all adds up to one amazing party. Go to www.raceway.com for the hottest ticket of the year.
The weekend racing is over, or is it? Not on MAP TV. Monday is All-American Racing Night on the network which never leaves the track. Sit back and enjoy grassroots red, white, and blue racing from America's most iconic tracks. Whether it's the precise lines of pavement ovals or the door-banging action of the dirt, MAP TV's Monday night lineup will bring you all the action from this country's legendary four-wheel battlegrounds. Monday night is All-American Racing, only on MAP TV, Motorsports Network.
Life can be full of risks. One thing you shouldn't take a risk with ever is your family's health insurance. If you're self-employed or you now need affordable health insurance, you need to make this free call right now and see how the Health Insurance Helpline can help you get it. We specialize in helping the self-employed and people just like you that need affordable health insurance to get it. We have short and long-term health insurance plans, and some even cover dental, vision, and prescription drugs. Don't take a risk with your family's health insurance. It's not worth it. If you're self-employed or now need affordable health insurance, call right now and learn for free how to get it. Listen, affordable health insurance plans for everyone just like you are a free phone call away. So give us a shout right now.
800-659-7540. 800-659-7540. 800-659-7540. That's 800-659-7540.
At Lucas Oil, we take pride in creating problem-solving products to make your car care easier. We protect your vehicle and make it run longer so you can focus on the things that matter most. Lucas Oil, it works.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Susan, I'm sorry I'm late. Traffic is terrible.
It sure is. But on top of that, gas prices have been skyrocketing. I can't believe how expensive gas has gotten recently.
Prices at the pump are up, but I never pay full price for gas anymore. I just use the free Upside app that pays you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get paid cash when you buy gas with the Upside app?
Yes, I get real cash back every time I buy gas.
And does that actually add up to anything?
I've made around $200.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the free Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code BUY for an extra 25 cents per gallon cash back on your first fill-up. You can cash out anytime right to your bank account, to PayPal, or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code BUY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code BUY for 25 cents per gallon cash back on your first fill-up.
You're listening to Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio redefined.
Please hang up and try again.
Freak Radio Network, broadcasting from the Lucas Oil Studios. Driven by General Tire. It's Speed Freaks. Motorsports Radio redefined with Kenny Sargent.
We love to party.
Crash Gladys.
What are we doing for the bachelorette party?
And Statman.
I am serious.
Here's the Freaks.
Second out of Freaks. His name is Ron Capps, NHRA Funny Car pilot, set for the 2024 season. He'll be joining us this year, this season, this year, this hour. Holy smokes, Richie's freaking double audio getting in my ear just made mashed potatoes in my brain, bro. What the hell was that? My God. All right, here we go. Let's try this again.
And go.
Here we go. Ron Capps, team owner, funny car champion. He'll be joining us this hour as we get set for the 2024 NHRA season. He'll be here this hour. Also, I'll be frank with you. We did not plan on running an interview with the Rocket with 2 T's.
Crockett Myers.
Crasher, can I just maybe talk?
Oh, I thought you were asking for help.
No.
I sometimes realize that is something you feed us. You're like, okay, help me out with his name. I can't remember it. Oh, well, I got you. I got you right there.
That's Rocket with 2 T's because it's Crockett with 2 T's. Crockett Myers, who a rookie in Arenacross. We bagged an interview with him earlier this week. Guy's a great personality, had a lot of things to say. Wanted to have some dinner with his grandparents.
That's right.
What the hell does this guy do? He goes out and wins the first main in Arenacross in Daytona. I mean, SpeedFreaks, he beat dudes. He had no business being at the top of the box, but dude went out there and proved his wares, used that SpeedFreaks mojo. He'll be joining us this hour.
We have to take full credit.
Yeah.
It is SpeedFreaks mojo that helped Crockett Myers to basically the win, the B-main win.
Be sure you follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Of course, we're on MAV TV, the Freak Radio Network, and many Facebook and YouTube pages across the planet. Richard C. Suave, Statman, Crash Gladys, Kenny Sargent. Again, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and, of course, the website, speedfreaks.tv. Kyle Larson, a big win in Las Vegas. He wins both stages, and then dude goes out there and wins the final checker. Little battle between him and his fellow Northern California buddy.
Yeah, thankful it all kind of worked out there. But as you mentioned, I have a lot of fun racing Tyler. We've grown up together racing. You've had great races back to when we were like 7, 8 years old. So cool to have another fellow Northern Californian from the Outlaw Kart ranks racing up front on Sundays.
Kyle Larson again with a big win in Las Vegas. He wins in Las Vegas, and was it last year, Richie, when he won in Las Vegas and went on to win? What was that?
That was 2021.
Jeez, was that 3 years ago?
Yeah.
Well, because he won the title.
Yeah.
He won Vegas and then won the title. That's what you were going on to say, right? Yeah. So he didn't win the title last year. That was Blaney.
The difference between 2021 and 2024 for Kyle Larson?
Next gen racing is so much different than 2021. So, who knows? I mean, yes, I think we have the potential within our team to do that. I think it would be much harder. When we won here in 2021, we killed them at the end. In this, we had to fight really hard for it. So as Cliff mentioned, the field is much tighter. So that's going to make winning much tougher. Pit crew, pit calls, restarts, the car itself, myself in the seat, blocking the right way and making speed while doing it was good. So, if we can carry that on, I think, there's definitely, potential to have a great season like we did in 2021. But 11 wins that year, I don't know, that'd be really hard in the next gen era.
Again, Kyle Larson with a big win in Las Vegas. He is basically set for the rest of the season till we get into the playoffs. Formula One kicked off over the weekend, Saturday morning for most of us here on the West Coast and
everywhere
Mountain
in the U.S. The entire U.S. it was morning.
Yeah. And a big surprise, Freak Nation. Not really, Max Verstappen. What did Max Verstappen, what was it between him and second place? Was it like 6 days?
22 seconds. He lapped, Kenny, half the field. So the top 10 drivers were the only drivers that were on the lead lap. Dominance.
Oh,
or cheating.
I'm tempted to ask Statman a question here, but I pretty much know his freaking answer. So
No, ask it.
Well,
let's get into it.
we like watching. Well, okay, we like watching greatness. Well, some of us do, and Michael Jordan, his dominance, LeBron James, his dominance, Cowboys, Steelers, 49ers,
in their eras,
the Patriots.
Chiefs now.
I'm not denying that Max Verstappen is not a great race car driver, but so many things have happened with this series, Statman, that has led me back down that rabbit hole of my disdain and dislike for the series for a whole number of newer reasons other than having a-hole drivers. If you catch my drift, Statman.
You know, what's the point of having rules if you're not going to enforce them, one? And two, Verstappen is fast. I don't know how great a driver he is. He's got a great car. Adrian Newey is one of the best aerodynamicists in the world, if not the best. And he's the aerodynamicist for Red Bull. But the most important thing is if you're going to have rules and you don't enforce them, and you win championships by not enforcing the rules, what's the point?
Yeah, why are we watching if rules are not going to be followed year after year after year?
And now things are starting to pile on with the issue with Mr. Horner and Max Verstappen's dad, Jost Verstappen, where, again, Richie, you can chime in on this, where now Max Verstappen's old man is getting involved with Max Verstappen's boss.
Yeah, this is Jost Verstappen was talking to the Daily Mail overseas, and he said this. He said, "The team is in danger of being torn apart. It can't go on the way it is. It will explode. He is playing the victim when he is the one causing the problems. There is tension here while he remains in position," Verstappen Sr. told the Daily Mail. So,
and that was after this was allegedly dismissed.
Exactly.
And let's set it up, though. What was dismissed, Crasher? Richie?
The, shall we say, hours upon hours, days upon days, barely weeks of an investigation into the behavior of Christian Horner, the boss at Red Bull Formula One, I should say, not the beverage company, but Red Bull Formula One, though highly influenced by the beverage company. I digress. So Christian Horner it first came out weeks ago about his mishandling of certain employees, mostly in a bullying manner. However, then a Dutch paper unveiled some sexual content to it. Other people were discussing how, yes, there was inappropriate sexual behaviors that Christian Horner was also participating in. The research that went on by an independent investigator came down on, was it Friday, that, Christian Horner will be able to maintain his position because nothing has been uncovered that was outside of any bad behavior. Those were not the words used, but that's basically what happened. So again, I don't see anywhere where he's been completely exonerated. It's just that this has been dismissed. Why was it dismissed? Because the investigation is not being transparent with people. It's all very fishy to me. You can have something dismissed. Does that mean that you technically didn't do what you're being accused of doing? No. Something's wrong. Something's fishy. But now, so after that came down, now Max Verstappen's dad is getting in saying it doesn't matter. The team is still splintered and the Verstappens don't like Horner.
Yeah, exactly. So here's where this may lead. This was trending all weekend long, which is people are starting to believe now with this possible rift in the Red Bull universe is that Max Verstappen may end up leaving, or at least is threatening to leave Red Bull Racing and move elsewhere. The one that has the biggest link is that he may move to Mercedes as early as 2025. Obviously, the seat is open there because Lewis Hamilton is leaving for Ferrari.
The irony, man.
Good
the
Lord.
Irony, if that happens. Are you kidding me? Please give me a reason to watch next year.
That would be a reason, especially with Carlos Sainz I'm talking about, basically saying, did you see Ferrari were giving their own signs of how we can compete with Red Bull now. Dun, dun, dun.
Statman, don't act like it can't happen. Bro, it's 2024.
Anything's possible in Formula One. If you could, I don't want to go into it. Anything's possible in Formula One. Anything is possible in Formula One.
Yeah,
if Max Verstappen, maybe Red Bull will get 2 more cars on the field, and they'll have 30% of the cars, and Max Verstappen will switch them at pit stops and drive all the cars.
And one thing you didn't mention, Crash, was also that happened this week was an email with a Google Drive with a trove of possibly leaked messages and photos and whatnot from this investigation was sent out to team principals, was sent out to the CEO of Formula One, and was sent out to a lot of Formula One media, and we do not know the
it's all over Twitter. We all saw it. Come on.
I haven't seen it yet.
Well, no, nobody has unearthed what was in this Google Drive. Everybody has just said, I was just
we don't know the veracity of it yet. How about that for a big word tonight, ladies and gentlemen?
Veracity, that's Ron Capps, Funny Car champion, getting set for the 2024 season. He joins us next, that badass bastard. Speed Freaks Piss, Lucas Oil Studio.
Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
One of the main reasons for poor vehicle performance is a dirty fuel system. It can cause decreased fuel economy and actually do harm to your engine over time. By adding Lucas fuel treatment to your vehicle, it cleans and lubricates the entire fuel system. Pump, carburetors, fuel injectors, and valves as you drive. It also improves your vehicle's performance. It's a non-solvent product designed to protect both gasoline and diesel engines. Lucas Fuel Treatment. It works.
Whatever you do, General Tire delivers. The weekend racing is over, or is it? Not on MAP TV. Monday is All-American Racing Night on the network which never leaves the track. Sit back and enjoy grassroots red, white, and blue racing from America's most iconic tracks. Whether it's the precise lines of pavement ovals or the door-banging action of the dirt, MAP TV's Monday night lineup will bring you all the action from this country's legendary four-wheel battlegrounds. Monday night is All-American Racing, only on MAP TV, Motorsports Network.
The NASCAR Cup Series returns to Worldwide Technology Raceway on June 1st and 2nd, 2024. The time to get your tickets is now.
Let's go! Yeah!
For only $10 down, you can lock in your seats for an incredible weekend of family fun, featuring the Enjoy Illinois 300 and the Confluence Music Festival. It all adds up for one amazing party. Go to www.raceway.com for the hottest ticket of the year.
Life can be full of risks. One thing you shouldn't take a risk with ever is your family's health insurance. If you're self-employed or you now need affordable health insurance, you need to make this free call right now and see how the Health Insurance Helpline can help you get it. We specialize in helping the self-employed and people just like you that need affordable health insurance to get it. We have short and long-term health insurance plans, and some even cover dental, vision, and prescription drugs. Don't take a risk with your family's health insurance. It's not worth it. If you're self-employed or now need affordable health insurance, call right now and learn for free how to get it. Listen, affordable health insurance plans for everyone just like you are a free phone call away. So give us a shout right now.
800-659-7540. 800-659-7540. 800-659-7540. That's 800-659-7540.
You're listening to Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio redefined.
Nation, this segment brought to you by good friends at Lucas Oil. Go to lucasoil.com to check out a line of products to keep your rides down in your garage, out in front of your home, out back. I don't care where you keep your hot rods. Make sure you're running with Lucas Oil lubrication. Go to lucasoil.com for more information. Freak Nation, his name is Ron Capps, a funny car champion, a team owner, getting set for the 2024 season. It's always fantastic when Capser runs here in the Freak Nation. He joins us now, SpeedFreaks Pit and the Lucas Oil Studio. So I showed Ron Capps my bandage on my hand. I had a hand procedure this morning, and Ron Capps has had his share of injuries. The gnarliest
that finger.
Easy, man.
Yeah.
This is freaking kids are watching this, Ron. It's easy.
That's a torn tendon that never got to heal because we race every year, and I actually had a bandage on it. I had a fan cruise, and I just done it. Went on this fan cruise, and they put this big bandage, said stay out of the hot tub, stay out of the water, and this bandage went up, and it had this big thing around this finger. So everybody on the cruise, even people that weren't on our part of the cruise, I'm on a big old ship, and I'm walking around. They're like, here's the guy that's flipping everybody off, and I'm walking around with this big bandage on. So it never healed. It started to heal, and we went to testing one year, and I banged it on the steering wheel, and that's the way it is.
Well, that's where I was going with it. Your worst injury in the race car, outside of the race car, that's affected your driving, is that it?
I've been lucky. I mean, you look at some of the stuff that John Force has been through, some of the drivers out there, Burns, things like that, I've been, knock on wood, I've been pretty lucky. Tore tendons in my right arm, that's about it. A little bit of a fire, not a burn like some of the old school funny car guys, but yeah, I've been lucky.
You've had your share of sitting in the cockpit of your funny car with some implosions with that engine. Does that have a lasting effect on you, whether it's a concussion or hearing or just the fact that you're afraid to reach over there and turn that key to rile that thing up?
The best case scenario when that happens, because I've had some pretty big ones, is you are able to get right back in the car. Like it either happens on a Friday or a Saturday and you're able to strap right back in. It sucks when it happens on a Sunday and you lose and you got to wait a week or 2 weeks because then you see replays. NHRA is always good about playing that kind of stuff to sell tickets. And when you see it, you get this twitch in your neck. It's just part of it. But I'll never forget the big one in Dallas when it imploded. I just remember getting on Snake's jet after we were done, and I had 2 weeks to wait. And he handed me a little glass of Jack Daniels, and he said, "Take a sip of this and just sit back," which I did. I was still in shock, and I had to wait 2 weeks, and that was the longest 2 weeks just to get back in the car and just step on the gas. So that otherwise, you look at some of the gnarliest wrecks. We're the fastest motorsports by far in the world, and I hate seeing these other, racing series say they're the fastest. We are by far the fastest and the safest. You watch some incredible wrecks, accidents, fires, and our safety safari's right on top, and you see us drivers get out and walk away. So, that's something I've always bragged about.
I know Ron Capps better than this. You didn't have a little bit of Jack Daniels.
Yeah, maybe. I don't want to embellish too much, but yeah. And maybe it wasn't Jack Daniels. Maybe I'm just looking for a sponsor.
Ron, you talk a little bit about how 2 weeks was a long time to get back in the car, how you want to get back in that cockpit. Let's just do this process over again and put the past the past. Your off season has changed now. You guys now go instead from November to February, you're now through March. Is that a problem? Do you need more seat time in the off season, or because you're a business owner now, owning the team, is it better business-wise to have that time off?
Well, now I know what Force and Cruz and all these owners out there have been going through. And I laughed a little bit about it when I became a team owner a couple years ago. And I thought, how hard could it be to really, separate that or try to separate it? And I got beat on a hole shot the first time I sat in the water box, actually here at this track the first year. And I was racing Force, of all people. And I started thinking about invoices and payroll and some weird things while there was an oil down. And Force and I were racing second round, and he whipped my ass on a hole shot. And so that was a reminder to keep my head straight and separate the two. It sounds easy, but it's not. But to your question, I think I love the fact that NHRA made the Gainesville race the first race of the year. The fact that we could roll in on Monday, set up, test on Tuesday and Wednesday at that track, have our pit area set up already, and as a team owner, not have the trucks leave Indy and go test in Florida, go to Pomona, go back to Gainesville for the race, and then come back out west to Vegas. That was ridiculous. So now that I'm a team owner, I really appreciate that part of it. So I love the way that the schedule is right now as an owner. As a driver, I'm happy to have a little bit of a break in the off season, but listen, I've been on the phone to Force, to Tim Wilkerson. A lot of guys call and check up on me a lot as a team owner, and I love that. They're making sure I'm okay, and they all offer me any help I need, which is unbelievable because I race against these people. So it was an emotional time, that first part of being an owner and having people actually care about me and how I'm doing, and making sure that if I need help with anything to do on the business side. So, but yeah, as a driver, I think it's a great plan to start at Gainesville.
That's just fascinating. You have your competitors checking up on you in the offseason, in the season. I don't think you could say that for Chip Ganassi checking up on Roger Penske or Dreyer and Reinbold. That's something that's unique to NHRA. I'm not saying the other forms of racing have more combativeness or a different kind of competitiveness, but can you explain how NHRA really works, the inner workings of you guys being friends and competitors?
Well, I mean, you go back to any footage, old footage, and you guys know as much as I do, when there was a blow-up explosion, somebody needed something, you would have these random crew members from other teams. It could have been a competing sponsor. It didn't matter. People always jumped in and helped. You need an engine. You need a part, anything. Even though you race that person next round, we've gone through scenarios where we offered up parts. We stalled. We told NHRA, I remember running Tim Wilkerson last year, and he was having a hard time getting up for the final round, and we were running, and we told him we're going to act like something's wrong. We're going to wait for him. So NHRA probably doesn't want to hear that, but that's part of the sport. I grew up in it. It's always been that way. It's a fact.
But Ron, I don't think you're going to see that in NASCAR, definitely not in Formula One. Why is that? Why is there such a nice bond between you guys?
I don't think it's the sport. I think it's the people. So I would imagine it does happen in NASCAR and IndyCar. If you're not some new owner, somebody new in the sport that isn't cocky and brash, and just not being nice, just not a nice person, you're probably not going to get a lot of help. And I've always respected my elders. I've respected everybody in the sport, and I would reach out and help anybody, and I have offered as much as I can, even as a new owner. But yeah, last night, Antron Brown called me. We talked for an hour and a half, and he was just checking on me. He learned a couple things from me that he could use, and he said, we need to have these conversations more. Force, I hear from him 3 or 4 times a week, and we just talk about life, and then he'll ask if I'm okay and if I need anything. And, Tim Wilkerson calls me all the time. So, yeah, I don't imagine it happens to a lot of those drivers out there, and I'm lucky. So maybe it's just the mutual respect, I think.
How much did Bradenton, of course, Bradenton being the pro shootout, something that was new this year, a lot of money, you've got concerts, you've got a lot of entertainment value going on in the offseason. How much did that help with the overall, let's just stick with it, competitiveness and friendly rivalries of the NHRA as well? Well, it was a race that we put on as team members and as team owners and drivers. So it was fun. Look, we have preseason testing every year, and we've done this in the past where it's expensive to run these cars if you don't even hurt a part. But when you go testing, it's a lot of zeros that are behind it. I'm learning that more so the last couple of years, but I can tell you that we have offered up days on preseason testing here, even at Firebird in the past, where they've offered up Saturday for fans to come out during our testing. And so we kind of put that on steroids. We just figured we're going to test. As team owners, we got together and say, let's put a little event around it. And that's really how it started. It wasn't anything more than trying to have the fans come out, pay some money, help us out as we test, and at the same time, let them come out and hang out and be a part of and honestly, it was emotional to watch how many people showed up at a new track like that. Crazy. Just, we didn't do a whole lot of boots on the ground, a whole lot. We did social media, and just, it was fun to watch how many people came out and just enjoyed the lax kind of day at the racetrack. Does NHRA need more of that in some of their regular weekend races? I think, we learned some things. I think, I grew up on the sport of drag racing, so I was talking to somebody a minute ago about the every ticket being a pit pass, and it's just something that our sport's all about. I think it's evolving all the time. I think we see new streaming with other sports. We see a lot of TV stuff coming in.
there's a lot of great sponsors that come from other motorsports into drag racing for a reason, and we love the fact our fans can come right up. So when you put that all together, I think NHRA probably learned something from us, not near as much as we learned from NHRA all these years and being a part of it, like me growing up. So I think it was a win-win. I know for my bank account, it helped because, the fans were able to come out, but it really helped us get a little bit of money back while we're testing.
Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
Whatever you do, General Tire delivers. For more than 30 years, Lucas Oil Products has been solving some of the most difficult mechanical problems in the automotive, marine, and industrial industries. From our original Core 4 products, heavy-duty oil stabilizer, power steering, stop leak, transmission fix, and fuel treatment, we have now developed over 400 custom products to help solve some of the world's toughest mechanical issues. Go to lucasoil.com to see what we have in store for you. Lucas Oil, it works.
The NASCAR Cup Series returns to Worldwide Technology Raceway on June 1st and 2nd, 2024. The time to get your tickets is now.
Let's go! Yeah!
For only $10 down, you can lock in your seats for an incredible weekend of family fun, featuring the Enjoy Illinois 300 and the Confluence Music Festival. It all adds up for one amazing party. Go to www.raceway.com for the hottest ticket of the year.
The weekend racing is over, or is it? Not on MAP TV. Monday is All-American Racing Night on the network which never leaves the track. Sit back and enjoy grassroots red, white, and blue racing from America's most iconic tracks. Whether it's the precise lines of pavement ovals or the door-banging action of the dirt, MAP TV's Monday night lineup will bring you all the action from this country's legendary four-wheel battlegrounds. Monday night is All-American Racing, only on MAP TV, Motorsports Network.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Susan, I'm sorry I'm late. Traffic is terrible.
It sure is. But on top of that, gas prices have been skyrocketing. I can't believe how expensive gas has gotten recently.
Prices at the pump are up, but I never pay full price for gas anymore. I just use the free Upside app that pays you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get paid cash when you buy gas with the Upside app?
Yes, I get real cash back every time I buy gas.
And does that actually add up to anything?
I've made around $200.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the free Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code BUY for an extra 25 cents per gallon cash back on your first fill-up. You can cash out anytime right to your bank account, to PayPal, or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code BUY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code BUY for 25 cents per gallon cash back on your first fill-up.
If Ernest Hemingway was alive today, would he say this to you?
Shakespeare, Mark Twain, Edgar Allan Poe, all great writers. And after reading your book, I simply must add you to the list.
Wait, you don't have a book yet. So make a free call to Page Publishing. Turn your book idea into publishing gold.
800-215-6818. 800-215-6818. That's 800-215-6818.
David was in big trouble with the IRS. At first, I didn't owe that much, but after this year, it was out of control. Then David called Get a Tax Lawyer. Right away, they were like, oh yeah, looks like you're qualified to say Get a Tax Lawyer went to work. Should have called way sooner. Get a Tax Lawyer has helped thousands like David fight the IRS and get a fresh start.
Call 800-745-3070. That's 800-745-3070.
You're listening to Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio redefined.
Freak Nation, his name is Crockett Myers, Arenacross Series winner from Daytona. He's a rookie. Didn't expect to be on top of the box, but he comes in the Freak Nation and benefits from the freaking mojo. He joins us now here in the Freak Nation. We recorded it earlier, but it was prior to him joining his grandparents for dinner. Crockett Myers now. Freak Nation. Crockett Myers joining us here in the Freak Nation. Arenacross pilot. Of course, you can catch Arenacross on MAV TV. But before we get into Arenacross, let's be honest with you, man. Who you about to go out to dinner with, buddy?
I'm about to head out to dinner with my grandparents. So they're just drove back from Texas. So we're going to go hang out and have some dinner tonight.
That is the best.
Now, see, that's ballsy. And I say it's ballsy because there might be some of your buddies that might hammer you a little bit saying, you're going out with your grandparents? Why aren't you going out and throwing down with some of your boys?
Dude, no, we did that yesterday on the golf course. So it was a good time. We went and played some golf yesterday and then watched the Supercross last night. So we had the fun day yesterday. So it's all business with the grandparents tonight.
When you go out to dinner with your grandparents, do they give a damn about your Arenacross, or do they hammer you about other things? Did you see his
I think they enjoy it. They really do. They're retired now, so they actually just drove from Texas and pulled in. I'm at Moto Sandbox right now in my RV. They just pulled in from Texas and dropped off some handlebars for my bike. So I think they enjoy it, but we also go back and forth about other stuff. So it's pretty cool.
But wait a minute. If I understand this correctly, you got into dirt bikes not really on a whim. You were always behind the wheel of something as a kid, but then dirt bikes, you just started getting good. You went to Loretta's, boom, the rest is history. But were your grandparents along, and your parents, let's just say, along for the ride the whole time, and all of a sudden they're like, this is our family business now, so to speak. Let's go.
Yeah, so dirt bikes is kind of weird. I don't really know how I got into it. I've always been drawn towards stuff with wheels and motors and stuff like that. Like when my grandpa would go mow, I would always have to be there to get on the mower with him so he'd go mow. I was driving a John Deere Gator from the time I can remember. So yeah, I've always just been drawn to it. And actually both my cousin raced, my brother rode for a little bit growing up. And I guess just the Myers family is all about wheels and stuff and motors. So it's just how we kind of roll, man.
So I know you're a rookie in the Arenacross series this year, and they are tight courses. It's a kind of a different mindset from what you have come from on dirt bikes. What do you want the future to be? I mean, the future might go in a certain direction, but what do you want your future on 2 wheels, on 4 wheels to be?
Obviously, I love the Arenacross. It's definitely tight racing. It's close racing. A lot of guys packed onto a small track, so it definitely gets hectic out there, but it's good. I would like to be a Supercross racer. I think the Arenacross is going to help me kind of grow and get my feet wet in the indoor racing and Supercross style tracks. But I'd like to be a top Supercross guy for sure.
Enough Supercross races, and you could take your grandparents to dinner anywhere in the country. Wherever they want to join you, that you're going to be there, and you're going to pick up the tab, and they'll take your handlebars anywhere.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I stumbled onto some Crockett the Rocket coffee. Did you brew that coffee, or is that something somebody sold you like a private label thing?
It's kind of a private label thing. A guy I grew up riding dirt bikes with, he was actually kind of the first guy I ever met as I was probably 5 or 6. His name's Sean Connors. He runs the deal and kind of has been helping me out with the coffee stuff. It's 640 coffee. I think it's they brew it in Canada, I believe. They get the beans from Canada.
Christy.
I could be wrong, dude. I'm working on it. I'm still learning and growing and trying to figure all of it out. But we have the bags now. We have the coffee ready to go. I actually have 40 bags coming to Daytona being ready to sell. So if anybody wants any coffee in Daytona, come get some. I'll have it.
You drink coffee? I'd be surprised if you found out that, and I can't drink coffee, but do you drink coffee?
Absolutely, dude. I'm pretty wired as it gets without coffee, but coffee's just a cherry on top, dude. It gets me going.
And I listened to some of your videos, dude. Wired is the least you could say. When you get off the bike, you are flying at a different place. Do you could turn that on or turn it off when you need to?
It's kind of hard to turn it off, so I try my best to keep my I mean, if you saw me like just friend to friend, like you'd be like, dude, you need to chill out. But it's like when I get on TV, I try to tone it down a little bit because I got to be a little bit more professional, and obviously my mouth isn't great. But I think this sport needs that. I mean, it's seriously, that's how we all are. Like that's how all the guys are. We're really high strung. We get hot, we get mad, we start yelling, but then 20 minutes later we cool off and we're back to our normal happy self. So it's a cool gig. I don't think there's very many guys that are always as happy as I am all the time. For whatever reason, I don't ever really, I get mad, don't get me wrong, but I normally level out pretty quick. So, but yeah, I'm always high energy for sure.
But when it comes to emotions in motorsports, in any sport, to be perfectly honest, you guys are putting your lives on the line for the entertainment of other people sitting in an arena. You should be allowed to get mad, to get sad, to get absolutely awful if you want to. So yeah, who cares? The real personalities are what matter, and people in those grandstands, no matter how mad you get, can relate to that.
Exactly. Yeah. And it's crazy because it all is broadcast, so it's all on TV and it's all live, and people see it, and you're always going to have the keyboard warriors like, oh, this guy's a crybaby, or this guy's got a bad mouth, or whatever it is. I mean, it's life, man. It's how it goes. You have good days, you have bad days, so you gotta run with them all.
Crockett Myers, Arenacross pilot, joining us here in the Freak Nation. And again, you can catch Arenacross on MAV TV. You've got Daytona Speed Weeks, and they wrap it up in Reno. I know where you're from, League City. I'm very familiar with that area. I dated a girl in Texas City at one time, and that's the last time I've ever been to Texas City, my friend. But there's a lot of damn astronauts in your area there in southeast Texas. Why not be an astronaut instead of riding around on two wheels? Why don't you be famous? Go jump on Mars or something.
Dude, what's funny about that? So before I even touched a dirt bike, my grandpa always called me Rocket. That's kind of how I got my my nickname, Rocket, Crockett the Rocket, or whatever. Because like I'd just always do something stupid, and I mean splash somebody in a puddle, or I don't even know what I did, but he would always be like, way to go, Rocket, because he knew I wasn't going to be like a rocket scientist or anything like that. So kind of just a grown up name. It's kind of just how it came about, not anything to do with dirt bikes. So pretty funny.
Now, if you were to sell me on why I should live in League City, how would you sell me to live in League City, Crockett the Rocket?
So I actually don't live in League City. That's where my grandparents live, in EBR. The team I ride for is in League City, but I live in Anderson, Navasota area. So it's a pretty laid back, small little town just outside of College Station where Texas A&M is. But funny story about me, I've lived my life more in Georgia and Florida than I actually have in Texas. Even though I'm from Texas and I've spent my fair amount of time there, I definitely know the ropes around Florida and Georgia better than anywhere else. So I couldn't really sell you too much on Texas. But I do like the boots and the cowboy hat and the background of it, but I don't want to be something I'm not. So I don't go around just because I'm from Texas wearing the cowboy hat and stuff. I'm just straight old me, man.
All right, Crockett, we'll end it with this. Is Buddy Antunez the greatest Arenacross pilot ever?
I would have to say so, dude. He was pretty gnarly.
Is Kyle Peters close?
Obviously it's a different day and age, but I think if you had Buddy in his prime and Kyle, I think it would be close.
What's your prized possession there in your RV? What's the one thing that if it's on fire, you're going to grab besides your bike?
Probably my record player. I can show you because I'm on my phone.
Right.
My girlfriend got me this record player right here for Christmas. So I got Nirvana, got some Pink Floyd. So that's my go-to right there. I'd probably grab that and run.
Crockett the Rocket is going to leave his record player unattended in his RV with Nirvana to go have dinner with his grandparents. Now, that's a sentence that not everybody could say in any form of motor competition. Good for you.
Thanks, man. Pretty cool. Yeah, I'm a grunge kind of guy. I like some Alice in Chains, Pearl Jam, Nirvana. It's my gig.
Hello, 90s. Yes.
I got a Sublime shirt on right now.
There you do.
Yeah. So
now, don't get me going on that, my man.
Yeah, you're talking to a guy that's big at pirate radio. That's the dude that
Yeah,
you were in Southern California, you listened to him.
Hey, brother, go enjoy your time with your grandparents, my friend. All right.
Heck yeah, man. Thank you, guys.
I just have to laugh at Statman saying you're looking at a guy that is big in pirate radio, whereas 99% of the people listening or watching have no idea what pirate radio was in Los Angeles. They think that Kenny was stealing radio because he pirated it.
Well, maybe I was. Damn it, maybe I was stealing radio in Los Angeles at the time.
I'm just saying,
man.
just cue the lawyer.
Radio, that was a national. That was a national format, wasn't it?
We gotta get out of here. We got to get out of here.
Okay, bye.
No, we got one more segment. More freaks coming up. Speed Freaks, Best Lucas Oil Studio.
Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
Keeping your pride and joy perfect is as easy as 1, 2, 3. Start with Slick Mist Speed Wax. Simply mist on and wipe off for a professional detail or shine. For your tires and trim, there's Lucas Slick Mist Tire and Trim Shine. Spray on and wipe off for better than new look. Then finish her with Lucas Slick Mist Interior Detailer. Just spray and wipe. Easy. Use Lucas Slick Mist Car Care products and she'll never look better. Fast, easy, and professional. Really, it's sort of like having an extra set of hands. Or 3.
Whatever you do, General Tire delivers.
The NASCAR Cup Series returns to Worldwide Technology Raceway on June 1st and 2nd, 2024. The time to get your tickets is now.
Let's go! Yeah!
For only $10 down, you can lock in your seats for an incredible weekend of family fun featuring the Enjoy Illinois 300 and the Confluence Music Festival. It all adds up to one amazing party. Go to www.raceway.com for the hottest ticket of the year.
The weekend racing is over, or is it? Not on MAP TV. Monday is All-American Racing Night on the network which never leaves the track. Sit back and enjoy grassroots red, white, and blue racing from America's most iconic tracks. Whether it's the precise lines of pavement ovals or the door-banging action of the dirt, MAP TV's Monday night lineup will bring you all the action from this country's legendary four-wheel battlegrounds. Monday night is All-American Racing, only on MAP TV, Motorsports Network.
As your power steering pump ages, seal leaks may occur, causing the power steering system to lose fluid. Your power steering system may also develop an annoying squeal, and the steering may become more difficult to handle. By using Lucas Power Steering Stop Leak, you will stop the seal leaks, reduce slack in rack and pinion, eliminate the squeals and hard spots in your power steering system. It is guaranteed to stop seal leaks or your money back. Lucas Power Steering Stop Leak. It works.
Freak Nation, head to your local General Tire dealership now to check out the latest additions to their product lineup. The Grabber family of tires are engineered for durability and feature innovative performance features that offer all-terrain capability, blending exceptional off-road durability and impressive on-road performance, all while sporting aggressive style. For outstanding off-road performance coupled with strong street manners, look no further than General Tire. General Tire delivers for whatever you do, and the official tire of Speed Freaks since 2001.
David was in big trouble with the IRS.
At first, I didn't owe that much, but after this year, it was out of control.
Then David called Get a Tax Lawyer.
Right away, they were like, oh yeah, looks like you're qualified to say
Get a Tax Lawyer went to work.
Should have called way sooner.
Get a Tax Lawyer has helped thousands like David fight the IRS and get a fresh start.
Call 800-745-3070. That's 800-745-3070.
Are you tired of high cable TV rates? Sign up for Dish today and get a $500 bonus offer while supplies last. Plus, lock in your price for 2 years guaranteed. Call All American Dish, your Dish authorized retailer now.
800-296-1251. 800-296-1251. That's 800-296-1251. Offers require credit qualification, 24-month commitment, early termination fee, and e-auto pay. Restrictions apply. Call for details.
You're listening to Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio redefined.
NASCAR season isn't a month old, but we're seeing changes in the sport. People are still talking about the 3-wide finish at Atlanta, where Daniel Suarez got his second win, dramatic fashion. Suarez was a 40-1 shot before outrunning 2 former champions for his second career win. In Las Vegas, Roger Carruth won the Truck Series race from the pole. That was Friday night. It was his first series win. Carruth is only the third African-American in more than 60 years to win a NASCAR National Series race. And we've heard the Andretti name a lot in the past couple of years, but now Marco Andretti, Michael's son, is turning to stock cars. He raced 15 years in IndyCar, but this year he'll race 14 ARCA and 7 NASCAR truck races. Might be good for his career, racing that often in 2024. Lots of changes in NASCAR. Some of it's because the older names are moving on and new names are stepping in to replace them. Even Daytona 500 winner William Byron was a Cup Series Rookie of the Year just 2018. Now he has 11 wins in the series. Now if we could only get the races and the calendar shortened quite a bit. Peace.
Statman Scat brought to you by our good friends at Lucas Oil. Go to lucasoil.com. That's lucasoil.com to find the products for all of your rides. lucasoil.com. And when I say they have products for everything with a motor and then some, they got it. Inside your engine, outside your engine, inside your car, outside your car, they got it at lucasoil.com. We talked about this last hour, where the significance of Nick Sanchez winning the Truck Series race in Daytona.
What's your thumb?
Uh-oh. There we go. The Truck Series race in Daytona. Daniel Suarez winning in Atlanta. Kyle Larson winning in Vegas today. And then in the truck race, you have Rajah Carruth winning. And the significance of those 4 winners in these big boy NASCAR series isn't lost on the 4 of us. In fact, you have an African-American, you have a Nick Sanchez, Cuban descent, you have Kyle Larson, whose mother is Japanese, and, of course, Daniel Suarez, who's from Mexico. And when we started this show 23-plus years ago, I would have thought you were lying to me if you said, dude, 23 years from 2000, you're going to be talking about these winners from different countries. These okay, you know what I'm trying to say. These winners who are
a very diverse group of nationalities.
Thank you.
Yes,
rescued me on that one. And
Crockett
again,
Myers.
Right. The significant stat, man. You said it there, man. 3 black drivers winning in 60 years in the country's biggest motorsport.
Probably that's incredible to think of all sports in America. That's the reality. Only 3 guys have won since 1963. That's like stupid.
Stat, is golf, and I mean this with also, is golf or NASCAR more white bread or perceived to be white bread?
Without question. You had Charlie Sifford, Lee Elder, Tiger Woods.
No, I understand that. I understand all that, but it's still associated with a higher level of income and very, very white bread. I understand this. Listen, yeah, absolutely. Or Jim, was it?
Yeah, until you see haulers and rebel flags on golf courses.
You're right.
At least those are gone from NASCAR.
Well, don't get me going on the Masters.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, well, they're the Masters and the waste management event.
Oh, goodness. Waste Management Phoenix Open. Yeah.
Yeah, you're liable to see anything there, but you know what? That's one event.
There was Janet Guthrie. There was Shirley Muldowney, Lynn St. James. I could go on and on with women that made an impression of a lot of folks in motorsports. But there was a woman that made a hell of an impression with me and anybody that met her that we lost this past week. And we're talking about my mom.
Ooh.
She passed away middle of the week. I was there with her moments before she passed. The significance of what she played in my life, and frankly, the four of us sitting on this TV show and this radio show for almost 24 years isn't lost on me. But the significance of what she meant to a lot of people, friends and family, and just acquaintances in her assisted living home, the help around her home, her assisted living home, the young ladies that helped her around there, say she is sorely missed and was one of the greatest people that they've ever met. And they've helped a lot of those individuals that needed assistance at these homes. There was a time when I didn't realize the importance of my mother, not just as my mom and really being that person that would show me the ropes and the ways of being who I am. But when I brought up Shirley Muldowney and Lynn St. James and Janet Guthrie, there were instances, local instances and family instances where she was that woman that stuck her nose in stuff that men thought she had no business doing. I remember there was one time she took her car into be repaired, and she got her car back and noticed, and this is early mid 70s, and she noticed that something wasn't repaired on this car. And we got home. She noticed it wasn't repaired. She put me back in the car, and we went back up to this repair shop, and she told them about it. And I was back there cringing, but at the same time, it was a life lesson. Watching a woman in the 70s go toe-to-toe with men, and having a daughter 10 years old that had a chance to spend a lot of time with this wonderful woman is probably the best thing that's happened to me in my 60 years on this planet, is the fact that she has been able to influence my daughter in all the positive ways imaginable. And it rocked my 10-year-old's world. It rocked my wife's world, Crasher, and it rocked my world and my brother and my sister and those that knew her. My daughter logged onto her iPad, and she loves watching these movies that come up on her iPad of significant events from photos and videos. And I'm telling you, they're listening. They are listening. When she logged into her iPad the next day, up came these memories of her, me, and her grandmother and Crasher. And it's like, holy smokes. And it took us back. So here's about 60 seconds of a little tribute to a wonderful woman that played a significant part in this freak's life. Richie, I don't know if you ever had a chance to meet my mom. Bill had a chance to meet her. We don't have a lot of time to talk about this, but Stat, real quick, a story just came to mind. Doggone it. There was a picture of her with Rayfield Wright in there, who was legendary Dallas Cowboys back in the day. And I still remember a quick story that she told me when Statman stayed with us at our house, how happy she was to have you there, because she had never had an African-American stay in her house. She was celebrating it. And thank you, Stat, for all the kind words that you've offered up for that kind woman.
That she was a great woman. I can't say anything more than that. She treated me with such respect. Yeah. She was a great woman.
She touched a lot of lives. She sure did.
Great way to end this show and kicking off Women's History Month, too.
Beautiful. So true. Last time I cried with her was when a woman was elected to the vice president of the United States of America. The significance of that wasn't lost on this guy, nor on her. In her honor, stat man, let's do it, brother. Shoot the juice to the moose.
Wow. Yeah, cut it loose.
Yep.
Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
You take car maintenance seriously, and you want to pass on that legacy of care. Use Lucas Heavy Duty Oil Stabilizer to shield your engine from excessive heat, debris, and friction. Trust Lucas Oil. It works.
Whatever you do, General Tire delivers.
The NASCAR Cup Series returns to Worldwide Technology Raceway on June 1st and 2nd, 2024. The time to get your tickets is now.
Let's go! Yeah!
For only $10 down, you can lock in your seats for an incredible weekend of family fun featuring the Enjoy Illinois 300 and the Confluence Music Festival. It all adds up to one amazing party. Go to www.raceway.com for the hottest ticket of the year.
The weekend racing is over, or is it? Not on MAP TV. Monday is All-American Racing Night on the network which never leaves the track. Sit back and enjoy grassroots red, white, and blue racing from America's most iconic tracks. Whether it's the precise lines of pavement ovals or the door-banging action of the dirt, MAP TV's Monday night lineup will bring you all the action from this country's legendary four-wheel battlegrounds. Monday night is All-American Racing, only on MAP TV, Motorsports Network.
Life can be full of risks. One thing you shouldn't take a risk with ever